right, so what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm MTG Budget Brew, and welcome to today's stream. As you can probably saw it in the title, we're going to be continuing our climb to Mythic in Limited, so that way we can get the achievement Mythic Champion, which requires us to be Mythic simultaneously in Constructed and also Limited. We've got, I believe, 9 or 10 days left. 9 days left in the season. We are halfway through Bronze 2 for Limited. So we've got kind of a ways to go still. All right, so yeah, we'll just get right into it. Oh, you know what? I want to check my Untapped real quick. I want to see how it tracks the stats for Limited. I want to see if it'll tell us how many runs we do. So here's my Untapped. I give it a quick refresh. Not Constructed, Limited, ladder performance, win rate 56%. We're 5-4 with our matches. Our best run was 3-2. Net gems 0, assuming all entry costs were paid using gems. Interesting. Time played 01, 19, 15, bronze 2. Okay, did we only do 2 runs last night? And why does it say 2 matches are missing? Oh, you know what? I think this is a bug with bronze. I think so. I'm pretty sure we saw this when we were playing ranked Constructed. Okay, well, it looks like we only did 2 runs last night. That's what I was hoping to see. Let's continue our pick 2 draft secrets of Strixhaven. Confirm purchase. Are you sure you want to purchase this item? Yes, I am sure. What's going on with my hair? I need to get a haircut. Getting a little bit long on the sides. Table ready. It's ready up. What's up? Bravely reporting from my daily Magic content viewing duty. I appreciate the support. I do. I have very high hopes and very ambitious hopes for the channel, and I'm really hoping that this this challenge will be a nice way to get people to view the channel. You know, getting to Mythic Champion using a budget deck, at least for the construction side, I think more people should see it. I think more people need to know that it is possible. It can be done. You don't have to spend like 100 wild cards on a deck. Anyway, yesterday we were playing Jeskai, and I think I want to go with Orzhov. Right now I'm looking at Killian's Confidence and Last Grasp. These seem good. Let's give Orzhov a try and see how it feels. Oh, perfect. Perfect second pack. We can grab Snooping Page and Arnin. Done. Easy. Into a primary research. And then second Arnin. These picks are looking pretty juicy so far. I don't even know what Arnin does. Arnin, Deathbloom Botanist. 3 mana 2/2 Vampire Druid with Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control with power or toughness 1 or less dies, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. That's good. It's pretty good. We'll go Elite Interceptor, and then from here, it doesn't matter what we pick. Something that someone pointed out yesterday, it was actually Terry, who also streams. He was like, you don't need to hate draft during pick 2. There's only 4 people drafting, and you're not going to play against these 4 people, right? So normally I would start thinking about hate drafting, but you might as well just grab cards in your colors, even if it's a little bit of a weaker card. Like Stargaze here, I would normally not grab this card. I would grab Eager Glyph Mage because this goes into our deck, and then hate draft the Pursue the Past. But there's no point. You make good stuff, I'd say. Let's grab this white card and this white card. This says Helping Hand is like super good. 1 white, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from graveyard to the battlefield tapped. This seems pretty good. You make good stuff, I'd say. You narrate well, the quality is good, and the knowledge seems to be too. So yeah, real space for anyone who cares for educational content on the game. I won't lie, man. I think the way I narrate the cards and read through them, I think it is a big selling point. I've watched a lot of people play on streams, on YouTube, and like even in other card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! I watch a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, even though I don't like to play. I struggle to enjoy the Yu-Gi-Oh! Content because I don't know what the fuck the cards are or what the cards do, and they don't explain it as they're playing through the match. But I mean, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, every turn is like 40 cards being cast. So like that'd be a lot of cards to try to go through and explain your opponent's combo, because every single deck is a combo deck. So like I get it to an extent, but it's boring sitting there watching a content creator play against an opponent who's popping off, going through their combo, and you have no idea what they're doing literally at all. It's just, I don't know. It makes it hard to get into the videos. Good luck with the draft, of course. I was at the Marvel pre-release yesterday, which was pretty fun. It went 1-2-1, and the Marvel cards are decently fun to play with. That is dope. Did you pull anything really juicy, really spicy? I haven't been to a pre-release in forever. I can't even remember the last set that I went to. I'm gonna pull up mtg.wtf, an amazing site. I'm gonna go to sets and I'm gonna start scrolling down, see if I recognize any. We're gonna grab Hop to It, which seems dope, and a Terramorphic Expanse. We could use that. Let's see. Tarkir, no. Foundations, no. Duskmourn. Duskmourn? Maybe. OTJ, I don't think so. I might be making it up, but I think the last one that I went to was... No. Did I do Final Fantasy? I don't think so. No, there's no way I did Final Fantasy. It might have been Duskmourn. I think Duskmourn was the last pre-release I went to, but if I did go, I don't remember what I pulled. Let's see. This opening pack looks beautiful. We got 2 removal spells here, Foolish Fate and Feed the Swarm. Absolutely delicious. Nothing juicy, no Infinity Stones for me. Best pull was the promo, I suppose, which is worth a few bucks. Which card was the promo card? I'm going to grab a dual land here and then also End of the Hunt. Some more removal. Removal is so fucking good. Then I bought a Final Fantasy Play Booster because I couldn't help myself, and that was dry too. Oh, the misery of gambling without success. And then my friend opened a single Pokemon pack and got the $140 chase. Damn, that feels bad. One pre-release that I went to, I can't remember what set it was for. Damn, dude. It's been too long since I've gone to pre-releases. Anyway, went to a pre-release with someone as they were passing out the pre-release packs. Or, let's see. The kits? Yeah. Yeah, as they're passing out the pre-release kits, they put like the final 2 down on the table or something. And I was sitting across from a guy and he was like, which one do you want? I pulled one. He took the other. It was Modern Horizons. I think it was Modern Horizons 2 specifically. I gave him one of the boxes. I took the other. In his box, he opened Ragavan. At the time was one of the better cards. I can't remember if Ragavan's Modern Horizons 1 or 2. I think it's 2, right? Yes. Yes, Ragavan Nimble Pilferer. I gave him a Ragavan, and I was very upset. I was like, damn, it was down to a 50-50, and I lost. Yeah, even now, Ragavan is still going for base Modern Horizons 2 is still going for $48. The promo was The Coming of Galactus. That's gross. Why is he doing that? On a card? That's just nasty. Let's see. Coming of Galactus. 5 mana enchantment saga. First part of the saga. Destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. For the second and third part, each opponent loses 2 life. And the fourth part creates Galactus, a legendary 16/16 black elder alien creature token with flying trample, and whenever Galactus attacks, destroy target land. God damn. Oh, there it is. I wanted to see the Galactus token. The Galactus token looks pretty sick too. 16/16 elder alien flying trample, whenever attacks, destroy target land. It's pretty dope. I'm sure that card is going to be super annoying. For 5 mana, I could see people running that in standard. 5 mana, destroy 1 target, non-land permanent. The double lose life is kind of whatever. But then the 16/16 Galactus, I think it's pretty juicy. It's true, he arrives in the card art. Gross. Okay, Draftsmith recommends 1 option and 1 option only, which is Orzhov, which is exactly the deck that we were drafting. So let's build this deck. Oh yeah, I didn't bother throwing anything. Oh, fuck. Into our sideboard as we were going through this. See, Stargaze was one of the weaker looking cards. Sneering Shade Rider, 5 mana, 3/3 flying with answers. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Send in the pest. Each opponent discards a card. Primary Research, 5 mana enchantment. When this enchantment enters, return target online permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. At the beginning of your end step, if card left your graveyard this turn, draw a card. Okay, so these are the cards that it decided to not include in our deck. Ascendant Dust Speaker, 5 mana, 3/4 Orc Cleric with flying. Whenever this creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control at the beginning of combat. Your turn, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Shattered Acolyte, 2 mana, 2/2 lifelink. Pay 1, sack this creature, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Do we have another in the deck? Oh, we have 2 others in the deck. Okay. I was going to say Shattered Acolyte feels like a card that I would want to include. But we already have 2 copies, so that's good. And Rapier Wit, tap target creature. Yeah, no, that's fine. This looks pretty solid. I don't know about the Necroscribe. I ran this yesterday, but I don't remember if I got any use out of it. At 6 mana, it might have just been too pricey. So I may end up cutting this and then adding in maybe the 5-drop here or second copy of Primary Research. We'll see. Because this is already 6 mana for a 5/4 with ward, discard a card. And the repartee says, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. How many instant sorceries do we run that target a creature? Let's see. That one has it 2. 3, 4. Yeah, no, just 4. 5. 5. So there's only 5 ways for us to possibly trigger the Necroscribe. And that's assuming we have one of those 5 in our hand the turn after we play the Necroscribe to get value from this. I really don't think I like it. I think I'm going to cut it now. Primary Research was highly rated. Return target non-land permanent with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. At the beginning of your end step, if a card left your graveyard this turn, draw a card. Yeah, I think I would rather just have a second Primary Research. Then our ratio, 57% of the deck has white, 52% of the deck has black. So it's very even. Got 7 plains, 7 swamps, 2 copies of Forum of Amity, and then 1 Terramorphic Expanse. Done. Seems perfect. Top into it. You won the last match that I played in a pretty fun way via 3-card combo. Played a saga that boosted a creature of mine to 18/18 after 3 turns. God damn! And then swung with it after making it unblockable with a 1-cost blue card, which was exactly lethal. That's pretty fucking hype. Making an 18/18 and then making it unblockable, that's pretty fire. Let's see, turn 1, we're gonna go Lecturing Scorn Mage. We have our tap land that we can play on 2 because we don't have a 2-drop. After that, we have a nice 3, 4, 5 curve. Our opponent is also playing Orzhov. Oh, and we top deck a black 1-drop. It's literally perfect. So we get to play our tap land, get down a Burog Banemaker, 1 mana, 1/1 with Death Touch, and we can pay 2 mana to give it +1/+1 until end of turn. We're going to swing in with the Lecturing Scorn Mage, 1 mana, 1/1 Human Warlock, Repartee. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. He cast Last Grasp. He killed our Banemaker, which is interesting. I guess it makes sense. He knew he was going to develop a 3-drop, so getting rid of our Death Toucher makes sense. Unfortunately for him, we draw into our own copy of, Last Gasp, not Grasp. So we're going to kill his Imperious Ink Mage. Then our Lecturing Scorn Mage will get a +1/+1 counter. We go to combat, swing in for 2, set our opponent down to 17. This is a good start so far. I think we're in a good position. We just need to draw into land number 4. He plays an Eager Glyph Mage. This is what we are hoping to cast. Oh, we missed the land drop. That feels kind of bad. I think I'm just going to play Hop to it, create 3 1/1 white rabbit creature tokens, and we'll pass. Next turn, we could go Helping Hand. Return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Yeah, next turn we could go Helping Hand, bring back the Banemaker, I guess. If we hit the land drop, then maybe we play out our own Eager Glyph Mage. Hard to say. The classic skill issue of not drawing enough lands. Exactly, dude. I should just play better. I should just draw better. Duh. It's so simple. Damn, and he has a second Last Gasp. He's running green in the deck. He has a forest in here. So I'm not sure what green cards he's splashed in because we haven't seen any green yet. All of this kind of sucks. And we missed the land drop again. I guess I will play out the Adventurous Eater. Say no attacks. We hold up our bunnies as blockers. Maybe to triple block his Eager Glyph Mage. It's not feeling real great, though. He's looking at our graveyard, which I don't like. He's checking his hand, checking our graveyard, checking his hand. Two 5-drops and a 4-drop, 3 lands. One may call this a pickle. I agree. I agree. So I guess I'll go for the triple block. If he has a combat trick to boost or buff his Eager Glyph Mage, then we just take the loss. No combat trick comes out. That's kind of awesome, actually. He plays Grave Researcher, 3 mana, 3/3. At the beginning of your upkeep, surveil 1. Then if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, this creature becomes prepared. It is not prepared yet, but it has Reanimate on it for 1 black. Put target creature card from your graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. You lose life equal to that card's mana value. And then he used the spell on Abigail to put a +1/+1 counter on his Inkling. You know what we didn't draw into just now? A land. Let's see. We did draw into End of the Hunt. Target opponent exiles a creature or planeswalker they control with the greatest mana value among creatures and planeswalkers they control. They will get rid of either Abigail or the Grave Researcher. Probably the Abigail. They probably want the reanimation on the Researcher. And if they send Abigail to the graveyard, Researcher will become prepared because now they'll have 3 creatures in the graveyard. So if he's smart, he'll choose Abigail. They chose... Oh, I think they chose incorrectly. Oh, this says exile. Never mind, never mind. I take it back. They're fine. We're going to play Have a Bite, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, we gain a life. We'll make our Adventurous Eater at 4/3 and swing in. Yeah, I didn't realize that this said exile, even though it's the third word on the card. Target opponent exiles a creature or planeswalker they control. Oh, Judge, I missed 3 land drops. According to Rule 79, paragraph 2, subsection C, I win the game. Ooh, just kidding. As soon as you call a Judge, you draw into a land. Just to make you look bad. Just to make you look annoying. That'd be it. But we're able to get down our Eager Glyph Mage. When it enters, we get an Inkling token. We can swing in for 4 damage. Our opponent seems to have a combat trick here. Bitter Triumph. They're gonna... That's funny. They cast Bitter Triumph to destroy our creature, but they paid 3 life to do it. All right, our opponent's swinging 4 damage in the air. We'll say no blocks. We go down to 9. Show me a land, please. 50%. There was a 50% chance. I have the percentage down here. There was a 50% chance that we drew a land and we miss. Let's see. Foolish Fate. Destroy target creature. Infusion. If you gain life this turn, that creature's controller loses 3 life. Is there anything that gains me life if I bring it back? No. Here we can go Helping Hand. I will bring the Lecturing Scorn Mage back to the battlefield. I probably should have done the Adventurous Eater, but it's fine. I go Foolish Fate. I will destroy Abigail. That will put a +1/+1 counter on our Lecturing Scorn Mage. If our opponent and I both top deck lands for our next 2 draws, like if next turn he top decks a land and then I top deck a land, I think we win the game. Because that land will allow us to play Primary Research. He is going to use his Forum of Amity to surveil 1 here. He throws Achillean's Confidence into the graveyard. Show me a land. He finds an Arnin. 2/2 Death Touch. Whenever creature you control with power or toughness, 1 or less dies, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Achillean's Confidence says, whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you may pay a white or a black. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. It's a sorcery. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Draw a card. We hit our land drop. We have the Primary Research. Return target non-land permanent card with mana value 3 less from graveyard to the battlefield. Who are we grabbing? Adventurous Eater. It's got to be it. Play this. Get the Adventurous Eater back. We go to combat. We can swing 1 in the air. We can swing the Eager Glyph Mage. We can swing out here. If he wants to block with Arnin, I'm okay with that. He blocks the Eager Glyph Mage. He takes 3 damage. He goes down to 5. We draw into another land off of the Primary Research. I'd act upset, but I've lost 12 coin flips. I counted out of spite in Master Duel in a row, so I'm too shocked to complain. God. Our opponent says, good game. We're at 4 life. Achillean's Confidence. He draws a card. He's going to gain 2 with Potioner's Trove. I still haven't seen a single green mana pip in any of his spells. Opponent says, oops, which is suspicious. We're going to put a +1/+1 counter on our bird. We're going to gain a life. Lecturing Scorn Mage will become a 3/3. Does he have a 2 mana way to deal 4 damage? Or no, a 3 mana way to drain us of 4 life. Can he kill us at instant speed? We're up to 5. I'll play a second Primary Research. We return the Banemaker to our field. Go to combat. I'll swing in just the 2 creatures on the ground. He casts Witherbloom Charm to destroy a target non-land permanent card, mana value 2 or less. Okay. We get to draw 2 cards from our Primary Researches. Our opponent says good game again. Okay. Okay. I thought he was baiting us or trying to bait us. Maybe he was. Maybe he was trying to bait me into swinging out. If I'd swung this 2/2, would that have made a difference? He would have been down to 2 life. He could have swung at us. We would have been down to 3. He had the Witherbloom charm that he could have cast to gain 5 life rather than destroy our creature. I don't know. Also, this seems to be one of the reasons why he splashed in green for the Witherbloom charm. As the only card with green that we saw out of his deck. Okay. Well, the ending was a little bit weird. We were a little bit behind in the early game, but I mean, after getting stuck on 3 lands for like 4 turns, we shouldn't have won that game, but we did. We were able to bring it back. So, go us. We're awesome. We're amazing. We're the greatest at drafting that has ever lived. And our strategy is unbeatable. Just click the big numbers that Draftsmith tells me are good cards. Easy. It's a foolproof plan. And then I also let Draftsmith make the deck. We only tweaked 1 card. We removed the 5 or 6 drop creature, added in the second enchantment that we played that game. And I like the enchantment. It seems good. Thanks to the enchantments, we were able to draw 3 additional cards. It wasn't until, you know, the late game, but still. An extra 3 draws ain't too bad. Alongside 2 recursions. Pretty solid. It's taking a minute for us to hop into another match. The game doesn't know who to put us up against. We're still in bronze, but we're basically already mythic players. So it wants to put us against like a really high opponent, but it's like, oh no. But that's not fair. He's down in bronze 2 or 1. I can't put him against mythic players already, right? Right? All right, we're going against a bronze 4 player. Done. We got it. All right, this opening hand looks great. Turn 1, Lecturing Scorn Mage into turn 2 removal. We have already hit 4 lands. So it's already, I think, going even better than last game. This opponent is also appears to be running Orzhov. Down comes a Burog Banemaker. I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to play out Shattered Acolyte here. I'll say no attacks. Then next turn we can play the Banemaker, and then we can last gasp whatever other blocker he sets up. Plays an Inkling Mascot. Yeah, we'll kill that. So we go Banemaker, last gasp, get rid of the Inkling Mascot. We'll swing our 2/2s at his Banemaker. He gets to block 1 of them. He takes 2. He goes down to 18. We go up to 22. I think he should have blocked the Lecturing Scorn Mage. Scorn Mage can continue to grow bigger. Shattered Acolyte? Not really. He has an Imperious Ink Mage on 3. I don't think we drafted any copies of that card, but it seems like a really good 3-drop. 3-mana, 3/3 Vigilance. When it enters, Surveil 2. It's kind of nice. Here we can play Summoned Dromedary. 4-mana, 4/3 Spirit Camel with Vigilance. You pay 2, return this card from your graveyard to your hand, activate only as a sorcery. Oh, that's kind of sick. We go to combat, we swing our Death Toucher. He takes the 1, he goes down to 17. We are out of gas. We have 2 more lands in hand. And that is it. Our opponent is stuck on land number 3, but they still have 4 cards in hand, and they just played a Stirring Hope Singer. 3-mana, 1/3 Bird Bard with Flying and Lifelink. Repartee. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell that targets a creature, put +++ encounter on each creature you control. That's kind of a lot. We top deck our Arnin, which is good. 2/2 Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control with power or toughness 1 or less dies, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Here we can go to combat. We can buff our Banemaker, make it a 2/2 with Death Touch. We swing in with a summoned Dromedary as well. He may want to trade his Ink Mage for our Dromedary, or he just takes all the damage. He takes 6, he goes down to 11. Last Gasp, that's real bad. That's going to trigger his Hope Singer. His board's going to get +1/+1 counters. Arnon dying will cause our opponent to lose 2 life, and then we gain 2. He exile his Stone Docent from his graveyard to gain 2. So he's back up to 11, and we're at 24. Swings 2 in the air. We go to 22. He goes up to 13. We top deck a land. And now we cry deeply. Here we can go to combat. Make Burog a Banemaker big. Swing in with a Dromedary as well. Swing in for 8 total damage. See if he wants to trade his 4/4 for one of our creatures yet. Or if he wants to take 8 damage, go down to 5. That I think would be a little bit risky. He takes the 8, he goes down to 5. What a greedy play. He plays an Eager Glyph Mage. So he gets an Inkling token. He did finally hit land number 4. He goes to combat. He swings 2 in the air. We're down to 20, and he's back up to 7. We top deck the Killian's Confidence. 2 mana sorcery. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Draw a card. I think I'll target the Lecturing Scorn Mage to also make it a 4/4 to attack with. So let's do that. We target the Lecturing Scorn Mage. It'll become a 4/4 until end of turn. We draw into a card. We draw into Elite Interceptor. 1 white for a 1/2. This creature enters prepared. You can pay 2 mana for a Rejoinder. Sorcery, you may tap or untap target creature card. You may tap or untap target creature, draw a card. Interceptor seems super sick here. We will tap down his 4-drop. Lecturing Scorn Mage becomes a 5/5. We get to draw another card. We draw into a Snooping Page, which we can't cast, so we'll worry about that next turn. We go to combat. Now I'll make this a 2/2, and now we go to combat. We're swinging a 4/3 with Vigilance, a 2/2 with Death Touch, and a 5/5. He's going to trade his Glyph Mage with our Dromedary. He's going to take 2, go down to 5. Now, I couldn't hold mana up to return Killian's Confidence from our graveyard to our hand because I needed to make our Banemaker into a 2/2. Otherwise, he could just trade our Banemaker for his 1/1 Inkling, which didn't seem great. Our opponent's back up to 6. They're going to swing 4 in the air. They'll go back up to 10. I really need removal for this Stirring Hope Singer. What is Snooping Page? 3 mana, 2/3. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, this creature can't be blocked this turn. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and lose 1 life. It's not great. We can bring the Dromedary from the graveyard back to our hand. Do I play it? I guess. Guess we play out the Dromedary. Say no attacks. We end the turn. Maybe Snooping Page would have been better. Opponent plays a Melancholic Poet. 2 mana, 2/2. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Oof, they play a Leech Collector. I really like this card, and we didn't draft any copies of it. This attack, I think, loses us the game. They do not swing. Well, I think we still lose the game anyway. We just don't have enough pressure on our board. We swing our 4/4 with Death Touch. You could choose to double block, maybe. Oh, he doesn't even have to double block. He can just block with Adventurous Eater. They just trade. Yeah, we can't win this. The second they get an instant or sorcery to buff the rest of their board again with ++1 counters, we just lose to Stirring Hopesinger. We just really needed removal for it, and we did not find an answer. We had Last Gasp. What did we kill with that? An Inkling Mascot. Wasn't worth it. Oh yeah. Dig Site Inventory is game. It's a bummer. I was just thinking that I would really like to have that card for our deck. Dig Site Inventory with Flashback. That would be incredible. All right, we're 1-1 with a deck. That game, I don't think there's anything we really could have done differently. I could have held up the Last Gasp for a better target than the Mascot. So maybe that's something to keep in mind going forward, that the Mascot is fine. You can leave it on the board. Just a 2/2. It doesn't grow any bigger. It doesn't buff the board at all, I guess. It just allows you to surveil one. We'll see. See, turn 2, we have no play, which is a little bit unfortunate. We swing in for 1, set our opponent to 19. Our opponent does nothing on turn 2. I am now paranoid about a counter spell, so I'm going to play Adventurous Eater. We have a whole bunch of 3-drop options. This is the one I care the least about. It does stick, so our opponent might just have a removal spell instead. They're holding priority. They have a bounce effect. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Surveil 1. Okay. Swing in for 1. We set our opponent to 18. It's not that bad. He just bounced the Adventurous Eater. They play a Rubble Rouser. 3 mana 1/4 Dwarf Sorcerer. When it enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. You can tap, exile a card from your graveyard, add a red. When you do, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. We got 4 mana. We can play the Adventurous Eater. We can cast Have a Bite. Put a +1/+1 counter on Lecturing Scorn Mage. It'll become a 3/3 and we gain a life. And we say no attacks because he has a 1/4 blocker. And maybe I should have made the Adventurous Eater into a 4/3 so that way he can get through the Rubble Rouser. We have 4 mana here. Our opponent left 4 mana untapped. How badly do I want to connect for damage? I think we're okay to hold off on a turn. I'm going to play the Eager Glyph Mage. When it enters, we get an Inkling token. Say no attacks. I think our opponent's going to use the Rubble Rouser. They cast Muse's Encouragement. 5 mana instants, create a 3/3 blue and red elemental creature token with flying, then surveil 2. Okay. Spent 5 mana to make a 3/3. That's not that bad for us. We have double removal spells in hand. If this dude could just tap out for me for 1 turn, we can start connecting for a lot of damage. There you go. There you go. Use your mana. They play out a Spellbook Seeker. Ooh, and an Orisa. Orisa's going to let you draw 2 cards. Okay, this is good. So luckily for us, our opponent did listen to us and finally tap down. We can feed the Swarm to destroy his 3/3 elemental. It'll cost us 0 life because it's a token. It has no mana value. Then we're going to play End of the Hunt. They're going to have to exile their Orisa. We go to combat and we can swing everything. If he wants to trade his Spellbook Seeker for something or just chump. If he wants to trade it with his Spellbook Seeker, that's fine. Or if he just wants to kill off our 1/1 Inkling token, like that's even better. Okay, he's going to trade with our Glyph Mage. He goes down from 18 to 10. All right, I think we're looking good. I think He's going to swing in with the Rubble Rouser, which is suspicious. He's not going to use its ability to add a red mana. He plays Splatter Technique. 5 mana sorcery, deal 4 damage to each creature and Planeswalker. It's quite rude. We have 6 mana, which is enough for us to cast the last 2 spells that we have in our hand, which is pretty good. So we're able to rebuild our board after his wipe. It's a bummer that we didn't have Arnin down already, though. Oh, maybe it wouldn't have mattered. Oh, he just killed Arnin. That sucks. Here, we're going to activate our Forum of Amity. We're going to Surveil 1 at the cost of 4 mana. A second Arnin on top. I will take it, I guess. We swing in with our 3/3 Rehearsed Debater that has Vigilance. Our opponent goes down to 7. They can flash back the Tome Blast, or they can just hard cast a Heated Argument to kill our 3/3. We take 2 damage from that because they exile a card out of the graveyard. We go down to 12. They swing 1 with the Thunderdrum Soloist. Go down to 11. We play out Arnin and pass. I'm going to put a stop at our upkeep. Oh yeah, they just flash back the Tome Blast and then Arnin dies. But at least when Arnin dies, they lose 2 life and we gain 2 life, right? No? Whenever a creature you control with power toughness 1 or less dies, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Oh no, Arnin doesn't work on itself. Lame. I put a stop at our upkeep so we can Surveil 1 before we draw. Ooh, Primary Research is good. Okay. We'll have that for next turn. So we can bring back a 3-drop or less next turn. I think I might go with the Adventurous Eater just to cast the spell that she has, so that way we can gain a life. We find another Primary Research off the top. That's pretty good. Yeah, let's go Adventurous Eater. Use Have a Bite. We'll make Adventurous Eater into a 4/3. We gain a life. We go up to 7. We get to draw an additional card. Opponent says, good game. Fuck. This becomes prepared when it attacks. Target creature gains flying until end of turn. Thunderdrum Soloist deals 1. We go down to 6. He's able to cast the second prepared. Take another damage, go down to 5, and he has 5 in the air. Damn. Surveilling cost us the game. I thought it was a smart play to do. Surveil before we draw, so that way we can get rid of, you know, a dead card off the top. But the card on top was a Primary Research, and by surveilling, it delayed us by 1 turn from being able to cast this. If we had been able to cast the second one, actually, even if I was able to cast the second copy, I don't know that it would have been enough for us to win the game. We would have had to find another way to gain life to not die in the exact same way that we just now died. Tough to say. Oh well, that was a little bit of a bummer. We went 1 and 2. It's not good. We will claim our reward, 150 gems and 1 pack. Let's go crack the pack. In the bonus sheet, I got Smallpox. 1 black or double black for sorcery. Each player loses 1 life, discards a card, sacks a creature of their choice, then sacks a land of their choice. Smallpox is a very rude card. I once built a Turgid commander deck for one of my friends, and Smallpox was definitely in that list, and it is a rude card. All right, let's go into the next one. Confirm purchase, 900 gems. Let's do it. And then let me open up my Untapped real quick. Let's see how our stats overall are doing. Probably not amazing. Limited. Okay, right now we... I love that it tracks your net gems. That's awesome. That's going to make me really sad at the end of this. Right now we're 6-6 across our 3 runs. Best run was 3-2, so we have 50% win rate, but our net gems is minus 750. Oof. Yeah, that's going to be depressing to see by the time we hit Mythic. It's going to be real rough. Francesca, am I able to see the chat box right now? No, I cannot see it. If that answers your question. Oh, man. I'm not sure what color is. I'm not sure what the color is the best to draft for Secrets of Strixhaven. The set's been out for a minute. I asked last night, I think Boros and Orzhov were the best 2 options that Terry said. Orzhov did just let us down a little bit right now, but from this pack, I kind of want to go back into Orzhov. We have Wander Off, exile target creature. It's very good removal. And Imperious Ink Mage, our opponents who have been running Orzhov against us, they've been running this card, and it's been doing well every time I've seen it. We're going to try Orzhov again. We'll go Ink Mage into Wander Off. These will be our 2 first picks. We're going to try Orzhov again. We'll see how it goes. And I thought we drafted, a pretty decent deck last time. I thought we got a lot of good cards, but I don't know. We just couldn't get there. And I need to get a pillow for my back. My back is tweaking. I don't know if I was sitting weird or what. Oof. My back started to like cramp up in the middle. And that's not good because we're still in the first hour of the stream. And I don't know how long we plan to go, but it's going to probably be a hot minute. Let's see. From these cards, I like the idea of sending the pest. Ooh, and I got to grab the dig site inventory now while we can. Even though I really want to grab this dual land, dig site inventory was one of the cards that I thought that I really wanted for our deck and would really benefit us. This plus the Ink Mage would be sick. Yeah, dig site inventory I think is going to be one of the better cards that we are able to draft for Orzhov. And someone's being slow with the packs. Okay, I don't know this card. Repel Calamity, 2-mana instant, destroy target creature with power or toughness 4 or greater. Yo, that is hype. Another removal spell is great. You can also grab Masterful Flourish, 1 black for an instant, target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains indestructible to end of turn. That's pretty good. We pass up on the dual land again. So that's 2 packs that have a dual land. Hopefully we're able to snag one of those. That'd be real nice. Although that dual land is what baited us last game. That is why we lost. Terramorphic Expanse. Do I think we need it? I don't know about need it, but I will take it. We'll grab the Terramorphic Expanse and then also an Oldna Alley Shopkeep. 3-mana 2/3 Goblin Warlock with Menace. This creature gets +2/+0 as long as you gain life this turn. Seems good. Send in the Pest seems really good too. Send in the Pest says each opponent discards a card. And we drafted one of these last turn, or for the last draft, but our deck list maker cut it. It says each opponent discards a card, you create a pest. We have a couple cards that want us to gain life, and these pest tokens, when you attack, we gain a life. So I think that would have been useful, actually. For that pack, it didn't matter what we grabbed. Nothing was in our colors. We'll grab the Sundering Archaic because it's in our colors, and whatever else also doesn't matter. Francesca, you say, actually, I've never played this game before. My cousin wants me to play this game, so I came here to watch what it's about. Okay, well, Magic the Gathering has a bunch of different formats. There are different ways to play the game. the different formats that you play, changes the card pool that you use. So like, for example, there is the standard format. Standard just means that you use the most recent cards that have come out. I think it's the cards that have been released in the past 3 years is what they use for standard. You build a 60 card deck, and yeah, you just play in standard. The format that I like to play is historic. Historic allows us to use cards going back like 10 years ish, somewhere around there. So there's a lot more cards available. And then you have limited formats like what we are playing now. I knew it. I knew it was a fucking bot. Where's Rooker? I only have one mod, and it's Rooker, and he is not here. But that's fine. It gave me something to blab about while we were drafting here. We'll grab the Melancholic Poet, and none of the rest of these cards are in our colors, so I guess the Mage Tower Referee. Quick Study, we'll throw this in the graveyard, or throw that into the sideboard. We throw Strife Scholar into the sideboard. I should be doing that while we wait. Inkling Mascot, not bad. Banemaker is pretty sick, right? What about Sneering Shade Rider? 5 mana, 3/3. No, we'll grab these two. And we can throw this into the sideboard while we wait. We can throw Abstract Paint Mage into the sideboard while we wait. I grabbed the Plains, which is hilarious. There just wasn't anything in our colors in one of those packs. Now, Conciliator's Duelist, I don't know this one. 4 mana, 4/3, Core Warlock. When this creature enters, draw a card. Each opponent or each player loses 1 life. From this pack, we can grab Interjection, and I grabbed, I guess, the Elemental Mascot. Then there's nothing in here for us. We'll grab whatever. Yeah, the Duelist, 4 mana, 4/3. When it enters, draw a card. Each player loses 1 life. Repartee, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, exile up to 1 target creature. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. I don't know how useful that is for us as a flicker effect, but as removal, that's like not bad, right? Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. That could get rid of some blockers for us and allow us to swing in for lethal damage. So I think that seems pretty good, actually. Oh, man, I'm sitting weird again. I don't know what it is. Ooh. Okay, maybe I slept weird last night. That's why my back is tweaking. Here, we only have 2 options in our colors. Oh, we have 3 options. We have an Owlin Historian. We'll grab this, and I think I want the second Banemaker. I don't know how I feel about the white 1-drop. We did manage to grab a Ral Zarek as well. 3 mana Planeswalker with 3 loyalty counters. +1, you get to Surveil 2. -1, any number of target players each discard a card. Okay. -2, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That one's good. And -7, his ultimate. Flip 5 coins. Target opponent skips their next X turns, where X is the number of coins that came up heads. What? How did I not know that was his ultimate? That is that is so evil. Here we're gonna grab Foolish Fates because that is removal, and I'll grab a second Send in the Best. Oh, that's filthy nasty. Why have I not seen anyone use this card and then use the ultimate? I mean, it's kind of hard to ultimate a Planeswalker, but it can be done. You could run a really expensive deck, as in like a bunch of rares, and run Vorinclex, which says if a permanent would enter with counters on it, it enters with twice that many counters. That would get Ral Zarek up to 6 loyalty counters on ETB, so you +1 it, and then you need it to survive only 1 turn before you can ultimate. That's like not impossible. Here we can grab an Elite Interceptor and 5 mana 3/3 flying. Make our opponent lose 2 on ETB. A second copy of Sneering Shade Rider. That's not horrendous. Interjection. 1 white for an instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains first strike until end of turn. I don't know about that one. Leech Collector. Love this card. And then do any of these other options help us gain life? Not really. I'll grab another Owlin, I guess. We seem kind of heavy in the 3-drop slot. Which might be good, might be bad. If we're able to survive long enough that we have 6 mana and we can double cast 3 drops on turn 6, like this seems pretty good. From here, the rest of what we grab doesn't matter. At least not from that pack. There's nothing in white or black. How is this splitting up my deck? 2, 2, 3. Okay. This is in our colors, and then we'll just grab this. And these 2 final cards also do not matter. Sundering Archaic. We probably don't need the Sundering Archaic in our deck. See what the Orzhov deck list looks like. It removes the Sundering Archaic. Good. It removes the... where is it? Oh, the Rapturous Moment. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to be there. We go down a Plains, it says. It's our ratio. 67% of our deck has black. 42% has white. Honestly, this looks really good. The only cards that we cut that were actually in our colors was a single copy of Olna Alley Shopkeep, and then technically the Sundering Archaic we could also run. But that's it. We drafted like just enough cards for our deck. Mage Tower Referee. 2 mana 2/1 construct. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. We only have 1, 2, 3 multicolored spells in the deck. That's not a lot. I don't love the Mage Tower Referee, if I'm being honest. I think I would rather have the Alley Shopkeep. So yeah, we're going to cut that. We're going to add the Alley Shopkeep. And we will be done. Dude, oh man, dude. My back is really dying. I don't know why. Ooh, sometimes I get a little bit of back pain, but it's usually high up in between my shoulder blades. This is sitting lower. This is like at the bottom of like my rib cage. I must have just slept weird. We're going first. We're gonna keep 7. We have double Send in the Pest. We're going to cast this. We're going to make our opponent discard a card, and then we will make a 1/1 black and green pest creature token. Just kidding. Our opponent has Spell Pierce. Well, we go 1 for 1, but we don't get our token. Our opponent plays an Expressive Fire Dancer, 2 mana 2/2. Whenever they cast an instant sorcery, that will get +1/+1 until end of turn. I will just play out the Olna Alley Shopkeep. If our opponent has removal, I would rather they kill the Shopkeep than our Ink Mage. Play a 3/3 with haste. Okay. They can tap this, discard a card, draw a card. Swing just the 3/3. We take 3, we go down to 17. Here we can cast Rapier Wit. Tap target creature. If it's your turn, put a stun counter on it, draw a card. We can put a stun counter on their 3/3. And then we get to draw a card. We can play Send in the Pest, make our opponent discard a card here. They discard a Splatter Technique. That's good. We swing in for 2. We set our opponent to 18. It's not bad. Next turn, we can play the Sneering Shade Rider. They're going to cast Impractical Joke. They kill off our 2/3. They swing in their 3/3. We take 3. We go down to 14. Here we have 5 mana. We could double cast spells. We could either go Inkling Mascot plus Imperious Ink Mage, or we just hard cast the Sneering Shade Rider. I think it's probably the double cast. We start with the Imperious Ink Mage, 3-mana, 3/3 Vigilance. When it enters, we Surveil 2. Second Sneering Shade Rider, I think, is going to be really good. Then we play the Inkling Mascot. We can swing in for 1 with our Pest token. We gain a life. We go up to 15. Opponent goes down to 17. They're down to 2 cards in hand. I think I'm feeling good. As long as their last 2 cards aren't removal, I think we're chilling. I'm going to double block the Strife Knights just in case they have some kind of buff spell. They don't. No combat trick comes out. We trade. Here we get to play the Sneering Shade Rider. Do not counter this. Yeah, you're such a bitch. They counter it with a Disdainful Stroke. We say no attacks. That hurts. That hurts a lot. You play a Textbook Tabulator, 3-mana, 0/3 Frog Wizard with Increment. When this creature enters, Surveil 2. We need this second Shade Rider to stick. Okay, we go to cast the second Shade Rider. This one sticks. Our opponent loses 2 life. We gain 2 life. We'll say no attacks. Our opponent's at 15. We're at 17. We have no cards in hand. They have 2. It looks like they're getting ready to kill something already. Yep. They cast Vibrant Outburst. They kill our 3/3 flyer and tap down our Inkling Mascot. They swing in a 3/3. We take 3. We go down to 14. We top deck a Conciliator's Duelist. When it enters, draw a card. Each player loses 1 life. That's pretty dope. So we're going to cast the 4/3. We get to draw a card. Both players lose a life. We find a Terramorphic Expanse, which is not amazing. I'm going to crack that right now. We're going to grab a Swamp just to get it out of our deck. And then we say no attacks because he has a 1/4 blocker. Opponent plays the Dawning Archaic. I think we lose this. There's no way we get through the 7/7. Especially not if we top deck another land. We need removal like right now. But it doesn't matter. The Dawning Archaic just wins them the game. Whenever this attacks, you may cast target instant sorcery card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. They can just grab Vibrant Outburst again. Alright, we lose. Damn. Damn. Luckily, we're still in bronze, so losses, they don't affect us really. It just cost me more gems. So RIP my wallet, but we don't lose any progress towards Mythic, which is good. Not yet. You know what? Let me go to Limited on Untapped. We change the set to Secrets of Strixhaven. Premier Draft. Let's go to pick 2. And yeah, the top color combinations, they are Orzhov and Boros. Man. So we're running what should be one of the better color combinations, but we are just getting cooked still. Then it goes Golgari, Simic, and Izzet. Orzhov should be number 1, like actually. But maybe the issue is that by now everyone knows that Orzhov is the best, which means whenever we're drafting against other people who are also going Orzhov, which means the amount of options and the amount of resources that we have available to us is lower. Because look, this opponent is also going Orzhov. So in theory, you know, if we're going up against all these other people who are also drafting the same colors as us, we're just not seeing as many cards as we think that we should be. Here we get to Surveil 2. I will throw Masterful Flourish into the graveyard, leave a land on top, swing a 2/2. Yeah, maybe I should try for Simic. Simic is rated as the 4th most popular. The reason I like the idea of Simic is because it doesn't overlap with the first 2 most popular decks. The first two most popular are Orzhov and Boros. Both of those use white, and then that's a black and a red included. Simic overlaps with none of those colors. Even Izzet would overlap with red. Next draft, we're gonna try Simic. Yeah. Here we can, what do we want to do? We have a bunch of removal in our hand. They have a 1/1. Do I really want to kill it? Yes. No. Let's go Rapier Wit. No. Ah, fuck it. Oh, I just clicked the fucking token instead of the Death Toucher. I hate myself. Let's plus the Rouse Zarek will Surveil 2. Do I need 5 mana next turn? No, I can get rid of the Swamp. Elite Interceptor, sure, I'll leave it on top. Yeah, fuck it. At this point, I'll swing in the Melancholic Poet. They do not block with their Death Toucher. They take 2, they go down to 13. They have a dig site inventory that they can flash back. They're down to 3 cards in hand. Play a big bomb that I can exile with Wander Off. Oh my god. Dude, my back, it really is fucking dying. It's because of my microphone.
Future generations are hopeless.
See, a 2/2 Burrog Banemaker. Let's use Rapier Wit. We'll tap target creature. If it's our turn, put a stun counter on it. Melancholic Poet will gain us a life. We'll drain our opponent for 1. We got to play out the Elite Interceptor. We pay 2 mana. You may tap or untap target creature, draw a card. We'll go to combat, swing in for 2 damage. Set our opponent down to 10. I'm going to use the Rejoinder to untap our Melancholic Poet. Our opponent goes down to 9. We go up to 23, and we get the additional draw. Next turn, we can cast Wander Off to exile a blocker that he has, or we just go Send in the Pest, make our opponent discard a card. Ooh, I'm going to be greedy here. I'm going to cast double Send in the Pest, make our opponent discard 2. And then we just hold off, Wander Off for the turn after that. They discard a Mage Tower Referee. We cast in second copy of Send in the Pest. They discard an Inkling Mascot, and we say no attacks. Next turn, we cast Wander Off. We get rid of their 3/3, I think is the move. And I think we're chilling. We swing in both of their creatures, which is suspicious. I'll say no blocks. We take 5. We go to 18. Those are weird. We're going to Wander Off and exile the Rehearsed Debater. I don't think there should be a protection spell that saves the Debater. They erode our Melancholic Poet. We'll grab a land, put it on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Oh, its trigger still goes on the stack. Our opponent's going to take a life. We'll gain a life. And then Wander Off is going to exile the Rehearsed Debater. Yep, now that's gone. We go to combat. We swing in for 3 damage. On the attack, we gain 2 life from our pest tokens. We go up to 21. Opponent takes 3. They go down to 5. They play an Abigail Poet Laureate. 3 mana, 2/3, flying. Whenever you cast a creature spell, Abigail becomes prepared. You can pay 2 mana, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Here we can play Imperious Ink Mage. When it enters, we get to Surveil 2. I will keep an Owlin Historian on top. We play out a Burrog Banemaker. I say no attacks. We just have 2 1/1s and a 1/2 to swing with, which would just die into his blockers. So there's no point in attacking. Next turn, we have the Historian. 3 mana, 2/3. When this creature enters Surveil 1, whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So we'll play the Historian. We get the Surveil 1. Ooh. Poisoner's Apprentice. 3 mana, 2/2 Orc Warlock. Whenever this creature enters, our opponent scoops. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, we got the victory. now 1-1 with the deck. Wow. Simic is rated as the 4th best deck, but it has like half as many games played as the color combinations surrounding it. Look at this. Limited draft tier list from Untapped. Secrets of Strixhaven. Most popular, Orzhov, then Boros. 66,000 matches have been played with Orzhov. 68,000 have been played with Boros, but Orzhov has slightly higher win rate percentage. And then 64,000 matches for Golgari. In 4th place is Simic, but it only has 36,000 games played. It has about half. And then even Is It underneath it has about twice as many games played, which is crazy. I think Simic is the sleeper pick. Then there's Teamer down at the bottom, but fuck Teamer. I don't want to run 3 colors. I think Simic is the sleeper pick. We're going first. We do not have access to black mana, which makes me sad. So we're going to mulligan. We now have access to black mana. That is good. We'll keep these. I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to keep a 2-land opener. We start with Banemaker. As long as we draw into some more lands, we'll be good. If not, we cry deeply, and then we move on to Simic decks. You know, it'd be kind of cool if Simic turns out to be the answer that we need. Because it was Simic that got me to Mythic in Constructed. It's what got us to Mythic in Historic. A Merfolk Simic deck. Our opponent plays out a 2nd island. From here, I'm going to cast Owlin Historian. See if our opponent has a counterspell. No counterspell happens. So when the Owlin Historian enters, we get to surveil 1. Do I want land number 4? I do. I'm going to leave this plains on top. We go to combat, we swing in 1. Opponent goes down to 17. And they do nothing with their mana during our end step. Interesting. We see island number 3 from them. They play Deluge of Virtuoso. 3 mana 2/2 human wizard. When this creature enters, tap. Target creature and opponent controls and put stun counter on it. Opus. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. If it was 5 or more, this creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Okay. From here, I'm just going to buff our Banemaker into a 3/3 with Death Touch, and we're going to swing this. He takes 3, goes down to 14. Seems good. Our opponent plays Stock Up. Their Virtuoso becomes a 3/3. Stock Up, look at the top 5 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. That's a pretty good card. It's a really good card, actually. Stock Up is pretty solid. Do they have something else to cast here, though, with their 1 remaining blue? Are they mono blue? They swing in with their Virtuoso. We take 3 damage. If they are mono blue, I'd be very surprised. Since our opponent only has 1 blue up, I'm going to try to cast the Imperious Ink Mage, and hopefully it does not somehow get countered. Cool. It sticks. When it enters, we get to surveil 2. Double Swamp, we can get rid of both of those. And I will attempt to cast the Inkling Mascot as well. It also sticks. Nice. We go to combat. We swing in for 3 damage. They take the 3. They go down to 11. We're in a good spot now, I think. Our opponent has a super full hand. They have 8 cards in hand. But I almost they've got to be dual colored, right? There's no way you draft enough in a single color to want to go monocolored. I feel like he's got to be two colors, but just can't find mana of the second color. Here we have Rapier Wit. We can tap target creature if it's our turn, put a stun counter on it, draw a card. So we're going to tap down his 0/3. That triggers our Inkling Mascot. Inkling Mascot will gain flying until end of turn, and we get to surveil 1. They give Hexproof to their textbook tabulator, so it will not get tapped down. Sneering Shade Rider, I will leave that on top. We go to combat here. We can swing 4 flying in the air, and we can swing our Death Toucher as well. Do they block the Death Toucher? They don't. We get to buff this, make it a 2/2. We connect for 6 more damage there. We set our opponent down to 5. There's a mountain. They were 2-colored this whole time. They just did not have access to red. That's rough, buddy. Even with a stock up, they couldn't find a mountain, which is crazy. It's very unlucky for them. They use Heated Argument to kill our 3/3 with Vigilance. And that's game. Wait, is that game? Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's not game yet. Can I kill this with Repel Calamity? All right, we cast the Sneering Shade Rider. When it enters, our opponent loses 2 life. We gain 2 life. We can swing 2 in the air, and we can force them to block our Death Toucher. If they don't block the Death Toucher, they die. They're going to take 2 in the air that they can't block, and they either block the 1/1 with Death Touch or lose the game. They go down to 1. Hopefully this is it. But yeah, that's super rough that they couldn't find a mountain until they're like 14 cards deep. But I am not complaining. We'll take any wins that we can get. And our opponent scoops. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. And with that, we go from bronze tier 1 to silver tier 4. Our first real rank up. Nice. Feels good. I think we're 2-1 with the deck right now. Yes, 2-1. Nice, nice. GG. Thank you, thank you. It was completely skill-based. It was just because I'm an amazing player and had nothing to do with the fact that our opponent did not draw into the second color of their deck until the game was already over. Here we are going first. Triple Plains in hand. We need to mulligan. Oh my god, it got worse. So, because I was talking shit about our opponent's lands, the game has decided to completely fuck me by giving me an opener with 3 planes, and then on the mulligan, give me a hand with 4 planes. So, I'll be honest, I don't think we win this game. We mulligan down to 5, like what 5 cards wins us the game? We can get rid of the 5-drop and a land. Yeah, we don't win starting 2 cards down. There's just no way. If we manage to win, this is going to be a miracle, but we're not meant to win this. So if it's when we lose this match, we shouldn't have hard feelings about it. And look, this is another opponent running Orzhov. Like I said, I think we need to start drafting Simic. I think Simic is the sleeper pick. It seems to be run about half as much as the other colors are being run, which means we should be fighting less people for resources. In theory, of course, in theory. We're going to tap down his Death Toucher, put a stun counter on it. We draw an additional card. Go to combat, swing in for 1, set our opponent to 19. Because yeah, if we're in a pot of 4 and even just one other player is drafting in Orzhov colors when we are drafting, then, you know, we're losing access to a lot of potential picks. See, we have 3 mana here. Let's play a Burog Banemaker against his Burog Banemaker, and then we just pass. Our opponent's down to 3 cards in hand. We're down to 3 cards in hand, but they have 2 additional lands. They play a Silver Quill Charm, exile target creature with power 2 or less. All right, they get rid of our Banemaker. And they get to buff theirs with a Killian's Confidence. And now, because they dealt combat damage, they can return Killian's Confidence from the graveyard to their hand. Here we can play... I'm going to Foolish Fate. I'm going to destroy their Banemaker. I just got to hope they don't have another creature in their hand. It's not the greatest feeling play. Oh my god, he's running 3 colors. We see a Tackle Artist come out alongside his Mountain. Well, we can kill the Tackle Artist with Repel Calamity. So that's pretty nice. We get to destroy target creature with power 4 or power or toughness 4 or greater. Unfortunately, we don't have enough mana to develop our board at the same time, though. Well, now we have 5 mana, and we still can't double cast spells. So we're going to play the Owlin Historian. 3 mana, 2/3 flying. When it enters, we get to Surveil 1. We find an Imperious Ink Mage on the top. Can we double cast that next turn? No. But it's a 3/3 with Vigilance, and when it enters, we Surveil 2. So I will leave that on top. Do they have removal here in their hand? They do. Bitter Triumph. They're going to pay 3 life to destroy our Owlin. Their Scolding Administrator gets a +1/+1 counter from that. Oh god, it becomes a 5/5 when they buff it with Killian's Confidence. Take 5, we go down to 13. Yeah, we super lose this. When that creature deals combat damage to us, they get to return Killian's Confidence to their hand, and they have a Kai roll that they can play as well. We can play the Imperious Ink Mage. We can Surveil 2. I don't even know what removal spells we have in the deck. Leech Collector is kind of nice, but we don't have a way to gain life to trigger it. We throw both of these cards into the graveyard. Next turn, we have to take at least 6 damage when he recasts the Killian's Confidence. Melancholic Poet. He's probably going to buff Chiral. That's smart. All right, yeah, we lost this game, but again, we started 2 cards down. We weren't meant to win this. Okay, I get it. I get it. I'm dead. I will concede. Okay, so what? I think we went 2-2 with the deck. Which certainly isn't great. But that still could have gone worse. Okay. Let's try again. Simic colors. Simic is only the 4th most popular color combination in the game right now. Okay. So if I'm going Simic, it looks like Barog Barrage and Landscape Painter are the first 2 picks that we're going with. We could also grab the dual land right now, which seems kind of nice. Spell Pierce, I don't hate the sound of either. But you know what? I'm going to grab the Simic land. There is another Simic land. Crackle with Power, Murmuring Mystic. Really? Oh, that got reprinted, huh? Esprud's Sloth. This makes a pest token. Homesickness, 6 mana instant. 6 mana. Target player draws 2 cards, tap up to 2 target creatures, put a stun counter on each of them. Or we could grab Hydro Channeler, 2 mana, 1/3, tap, add a blue, spend this mana only, cast instant sorcery spells. Man, I don't love it. Deluge Virtuoso. This one was good. And I guess I'll grab the Homesickness. Knockout Maneuver is sick. And we can grab Encouraging Aviator. 3 mana, 2/3 flying. Whenever this creature attacks, it becomes prepared. You can pay a blue for jump. Target creature gains flying until end of turn. That is hilarious. That's a great name for a spell that gives flying. Just 1 blue, jump. I like it. I like the flavor. Yeah, Knockout Maneuver is sick. 3 mana sorcery, put a +1. The artwork, first off, is amazing. Have you guys seen the artwork for Knockout Maneuver? It's gorgeous. Sorcery, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, then deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls. Removal in Simic is going to be limited, so us finding that is amazing. Here we can grab Topiary Lecturer, 3 mana, 1/2 with increment, and then also Procrastinate seems pretty decent. We also grab the Biomancer. I'm a creature heavy player. I like running creatures. We'll grab the Barrage and Strixhaven Sky Coach. 3 mana, 3/2 vehicle of flying. When this vehicle enters, you may search your library for a basic land card to field, put in your hand, then shuffle. Crew cost of 2. It's actually pretty dope. Nice, nice. Okay. I think Wild Hypothesis seems good, and then maybe the Pest Brood Sloth. 4 mana, 4/4 with reach. We already have one of the dual lands. We don't need both. And one of the final picks is a green card. That's good. Follow the Lumarettes. That's good. I think that means other people are not drafting green. So we should be free to grab all the good green cards, which is our theory for going Simic. So that's good. Together is 1. 6 mana sorcery, converge. Target player draws X cards. Together is 1, deals X damage to any target, and you gain X life, where X is the number of colors of mana spent to cast a spell. For our deck, 6 mana, draw 2, deal 2 damage to any target, gain 2 life. I don't think that seems that great. We want to grab Daze. And I think another Virtuoso. Someone else can have the colorless spell. Noxious Newt, a death touch creature. Seems good. And then I guess the Sundering Archaic. Nothing else is in our colors. From here, we grab Fractal Anomaly. And... ooh, Tenured Concoctor. I like the idea of Tenured Concoctor. 5 mana, 4/5 with Vigilance. Whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. And then Infusion, this creature gets +2/+0 as long as you gain life this turn. I don't think there's that many ways to gain life in Simic. We have the Pest Brood Sloth, which makes a pest token. So that's one way. From here, we go Topiary Lecturer and Concoctor. This is a pest. Whenever this attacks, you gain 2 life. Shopkeeper's Bane is beautiful. Yeah, I love to see it. We'll grab a 3rd copy of Topiary Lecturer. It is a 3-drop. That's kind of a lot of copies of it. 3 mana, 1/2 Elf Druid with increment. Tap, add an amount of green mana equal to this creature's power. From here, nah, there's no good picks for us. And then, yeah, and then no picks here. Yeah, Simic today, yes. I'm thinking Simic is the move because of the data that we saw from Untapped, which I will go over again in a second. Here we have a couple options. Planar Engineering. Oh, this one I think was good. 4 mana sorcery, sack 2 lands, search your library for up to 4 basic land cards, put them on the battlefield, tapped, and shuffle. Someone used that card against me in Constructed with Mossborn Hydra. And it was disgusting. Getting 4 landfall triggers. Disgusting. We're going to pick it up here. I don't know if we'll use it. Cuboid Colony. It's this game. It says that in Constructed or in Limited that Cuboid Colony is really good. I've tried using it in 2 decks in Constructed. I don't like this card. Terrafractal. I do though. Terrafractal is awesome. So we're going to try out the Cuboid Colony. We'll see if it's better here. Better here in Limited. Ooh, I like the idea of the Fractal Mascot, 6 mana, 6/6 trample. When it enters, tap target creature and opponent controls, put a stun counter on it. It's beautiful. That, another Shopkeeper's Bane I think would be good, but Thornfish Striker is hard to pass up. 3/3 with Ward 1 and Infusion. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample as long as you gain life this turn. Hopefully the Shopkeeper will come back to us. Here we can go Quick Study, and then I think Spellbook Seeker. We already have 2 copies of Tenured Concoctor. We definitely don't need a 3rd copy. We probably don't even need the 2nd. We can go Muse's Encouragement here and grab Efflorescence. Royal Treatment. That survived all the way down to the final 4. And then plus we can grab a hungry Graphalon. And the Shopkeeper's Bane makes it all the way to the end for us. That is amazing. So, as you can see, we were able to draft a lot of cards for Simic. The last draft that we did for Orzhov, we like barely had enough cards to build a deck in our colors. Oh, it's telling me to cut both copies of Shopkeeper's Bane. I don't know how I feel about that. And both copies of Tenured Concoctor. Both of those are gone. Well, I guess I liked the Banekeeper or the Shopkeeper's Bane. I think I really liked this mostly for the Concoctors. So if we're cutting both, I think it's fine. Okay, the deck list that it has told us to keep: Royal Treatment, Procrastinate, Daze. 2 mana instant, you may return an island you control to its owner's hand rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. That's kind of cool. Disdainful Stroke, counter target spell with mana value 4 or greater. Landscape Painter, 2 mana 2/1, enters prepared. You can pay 5 mana for Vibrant Idea as a sorcery. Draw 2 cards. 2 copies of Noxious Newt, 2 mana 1/2 Death Touch, and it's a mana dork. Cuboid Colony, 2 mana 1/1, Flash Flying Trample. I don't remember having Flash. And Increment. And then Increment is whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana you spent is greater than this creature's power or toughness, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Terrafractal, love it. X, a green and a blue for a 1/0. Dinosaur Fractal with flying. Creature enters with X, +1/+1 counters on it. When this creature enters, you gain 2 life. Got 2 copies of Deluge Virtuoso. 3 mana 2/2 Human Wizard. When it enters, tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. Then Opus, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And then if it was 5 or more, it gets +2/+2. I don't think we have any spells that big. We have Homesickness. We have 1 spell that is over 5 CMC. Encouraging Aviator. 3 mana 2/3 Bird Wizard with flying. Whenever this creature attacks, it becomes prepared. And then it has Jump for 1 blue. It's an instant. Target creature gains flying until end of turn. Quick Study, just 3 mana, draw 2. Knockout Maneuver. This is a fight spell. Thornfish Striker, 3 mana 3/3 ward 1. Creatures you control get +1/+1 have trample as long as you gain life this turn. We got 3 copies of Topiary Lecturer, which I'm worried is going to be a little bit too slow. But it's a 3 mana 1/2 Elf Druid with Increment. Tap, add an amount of green equal to this creature's power. We don't really have any buff spells to increase its power, which is unfortunate. Something like a Giant Growth would go crazy with Topiary Lecturer. Yeah, I think 3 copies of this is probably a little bit excessive, but we'll see how the first game goes. But I feel like we're going to end up cutting one of those for sure. Yeah, we'll see. Spellbook Seeker, 4 mana 3/3 flying. This creature enters prepared. You can pay a blue for Careful Study, which is a sorcery that says draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. We have 1 copy of Pest Brood Sloth, 4 mana 4/4 with reach. When it dies, create 2 1/1 black and green pest creature tokens. Then Planar Engineering. This is the ramp spell. We sack 2 lands, we get 4 in return. Homesickness for 6 mana instant. Target player draws 2 cards. Tap up to 2 target creatures, put a stun counter on each of them. And lastly, we have Fractal Mascot, 6 mana 6/6 Fractal Elk with trample. When this creature enters, tap target creature and opponent controls, put a stun counter on it. Okay, I'll be honest. I think we get rid of a Topiary Lecturer already. And I want to see, I think the Wild Hypothesis, we should be able to ramp into a decent amount of mana. So I think Wild Hypothesis would just be good. X and a green for a sorcery, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token, put X +1/+1 counters on it. Surveil 2. I'm going to put in the Wild Hypothesis. And let's see what this deck can do. Oh, man. All right, we are going first. This opening hand seems fine. No turn 1 play, but on turn 2, we can hold up Daze, which just seems solid. We can counter our opponent's spell unless they pay 1. So as long as they play something here, we are chilling. They play an Expressive Fire Dancer. Beautiful. Get countered. Now let me top deck a land, please. I love you, game. Thank you. We're going to play the Thornfish Striker here. 3 mana, 3/3, ward 1. So hopefully this will be able to survive any removal that he may have in his hand. Nice. He plays a Strife Scholar. 3 mana, 3/2. It has ward, pay 2 life. It enters prepared. They can pay 6 mana to create 2 2/2 red and white spirit creature tokens. Let's see, do we have anything good here to play? I don't want to trade our Thornfish Striker for the Strife Scholar already. Do I cast a Terrafractal for X equals 2? It'd be a 3/2 flyer. No, I'm just going to play the Spellbook Seeker. We'll say no attacks. A 3/3 flyer. And then next turn we could cast Careful Study. Pay a blue, draw 2 cards, then discard 2. I don't think we really need the Deluge Virtuoso right now, so that could be one of the cards that we discard. He swings the Strife Scholar. We'll say no blocks. We'll take the 3. Maybe he has a pump spell. He does. He casts a Monstrous Rage. We take 6. We go down to 14. Pestbrood Sloth. I'm okay playing this, actually. See if our opponent has a counterspell for it. Looks like they do not. I don't know if there's a lot of untap effects. We'll risk it. We'll swing in with both of our 3/3s. Okay, they just bounce our Spellbook Seeker. We connect for 3, we set our opponent to 17. That's fine. I'm super down to trade our Pestbrood Sloth for his Strife Scholar. We'll see if he does it or not, though. Who are you? Our opponent plays Slumbering Trudge. X and a green for a 6/6 plant beast. This creature enters with a number of stun counters on it equal to 3 minus X. If X is 2 or less, it enters tapped. Okay. It was what, a 5 mana 6/6? It's kind of a beefy boy. I'm going to recast the Spellbook Seeker. Say no attacks. He's going to play Awaken the Aegis. He's going to make 2 2/2 spirit tokens. And he passes. Okay, here we're going to cast... What does Virtuoso say? When it enters, tap target creature and opponent controls, put a stun counter on it. We could tap down their 6/6. Fine. Let's play the Deluge Virtuoso. Tap down the 6/6, put a stun counter on it. Then we can Careful Study right now if we want. We have to discard 2 cards. Next turn we have 5 mana. Lecturer, I think, goes, and then maybe the Terrafractal. Yes. Yes. I would definitely want to keep the land. We can swing 3 damage in the air. I can swing the 4/4 here if he wants to trade with Pestbrood Sloth. But he probably... Oh, he does take the trade. We connect for 3 damage. We set our opponent down to 14. When our Pestbrood Sloth dies, we get 2 pest tokens. He's going to cast a Brainstorm. He gets to draw 3, then put 2 cards from his hand on top of his library in any order. Man, something about the way I'm sitting is weird. And it's fucking up my back. I've already complained about it a bunch of times, but it really feels like my back is about to cramp, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do about it. I need to get a massage. That's what I need to do. I have been raving, dying, needing a massage on my back for like 2 years. I've been saying I wanted to go get a massage and I still haven't gone out and gotten it. That's what I need. Ah, perfect. We top deck a land. That's land number 6. Land number 6 allows us to play Fractal Mascot. 6 mana, 6/6 trample. When it enters, tap target creature and opponent controls, put a stun counter on it. We can play this. We're going to put a stun counter on the Elemental Mascot here. Is our opponent going to tap down their whole board to ready up the, to make prepared the Harmonized Trio? I didn't think so. We swing this. Do we just swing 3 in the air? What does Thornfish Striker say? It's based off of life gain. I don't have any way to gain life. Oh, yes, I do with the pests. Okay, I'm just going to swing 3 in the air. Next turn, the goal is to cast Homesickness. We will draw 2 cards, tap 2 of his creatures, and put a stun counter on each of them. On attack, our pest creatures will trigger. We will gain a life. We will gain a life twice. And then that will activate the infusion on Thornfish Striker, which says creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample as long as you gain life this turn. So everything on our board will get +1/+0 and trample. He's looking at our Fractal Mascot. I really wanted that to be alive when we swing, so if you could fuck off, that'd be great. He's brainstorming again. He's still in the middle of his brainstorm, but he was looking at our Fractal Mascot in the middle of it, which I don't like the looks of. He's looking at his Elemental Mascot. Got to stop hovering my Fractal Mascot. Stop looking at it. Okay, he's swinging his 6/6 Slumbering Trudge. 6. Do I think he could kill us? Is there a way to give it double strike? Like, probably. I will chump block with 1 pest token. Okay, pest token dies. He doesn't use any combat tricks or anything. Got 2 cards in hand and 6 mana. Stop looking at the Fractal Mascot. Yeah, you're such a bitch. Cast Heated Argument, deal 6 damage, kills the mascot. That was going to give us so much damage. Well, fuck. Do I hold off for a turn now? I'd really prefer not to. All right, let's cast Wild Hypothesis for X equals 6. Make another 6/6. And we get to Surveil 2. Disdainful Stroke. Do I want to draw that next turn? I don't think it matters. Next turn we cast Homesickness. We're only going to have 1 mana available. So Disdainful Stroke doesn't really help us. We can swing 3 in the air with Spellbook Seeker. Set our opponent down to 8. I need him to have 1 turn where he doesn't have anything, but he's able to recast Brainstorm over and over and over again. So he's never going to run out of gas. If he swings his 6/6 turtle at us this turn, I think we just have to take the damage and risk dying. Next turn, we cast the Homesickness. And if it resolves, hopefully that's just enough for us to win the game. We can tap down 2 of his creatures. And then Thornfish Striker will give all of our creatures trample on the attack. Man, but we're really just going to lose to this fucking Harmonized Trio. And that is the problem with Simic. We do not have good removal in these colors. The only half decent removal spell we have is Knockout Maneuver. But even then, it's a fight spell. It requires us to have a creature. Plays Empty the Warrens with Storm. Makes 4 goblin creatures. 6 goblin creature tokens. It's kind of a lot. Swings his Elemental Mascot in the air. 3/4. We're gonna fucking lose. I'm pissed. Royal Treatment. This is actually something we can cast. Okay, homesickness. We tap down. Target player draws 2 cards. We're gonna draw 2. We're gonna tap his 6/6 and tap the elemental mascot. Put a stun counter on both of those. Deluge Virtuoso is gonna get +2/+2 until end of turn, which is a little bit more damage for us, which is nice. He taps down his Harmonized Trio. That's 1 less blocker that he has. Royal Treatment. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and it has ward 1. We go to combat. We get the life gain trigger. Thornfish Striker activates. All of our creatures get +1/+0 and trample. But he's got so many blockers. Making 6 1/1s is kind of massive. All right, 0 damage is getting through there. 0 damage is getting through there. 1 point of damage connects from there. Is this Royal Treatment onto the Deluge Virtuoso enough? Oh, we did it. We did it. We are incredible. Now that's wild magic. Oh, it's so satisfying. I'm gonna hit him with that again. Now that's wild magic. We overkill by 3. Dude, that was we had to play for so long for the long con. Thornfish Striker, that won us the game. Being able to give all of our creatures trample, it won us the game. The Royal Treatment was also a massive top deck. I mean, technically we overkilled by 3, so I guess if we did not have the Royal Treatment, we still should have been able to overkill by 1, but it felt nice to have anyway. Oof. Oh, that was real close. I think he fucked up by activating his Virtuoso. That was 1 less blocker that he had. Man, that was a long ass game though. I swear we were playing that match for like 10 minutes. Oh, it doesn't show me my stats yet. I guess not until the draft is over. I wanted to see how long that match took. But that's okay. All right. Opponent is going first. Our hand is not the most amazing hand ever. We have 2 of our X-Cost spells in hand already. These we kind of want to draw in the mid to late game. Opponent plays a Hydro Channeler. 2 mana, 1/3 Merfolk Wizard. Tap, add a blue. Spend this mana only to cast an instant sorcery spell. And then it can filter mana. We just pass. Turn 3, we can play Deluge Virtuoso now, which is nice. Our opponent's running at least 3 colors in their deck. They have a textbook tabulator. 3 mana, 0/3 with increments. Once creature enters, surveil 2. I think we're just going to play our Deluge Virtuoso. We can hold up a counter spell as well. But Daze, we can cast by bouncing an island, right? See, we will tap down the textbook tabulator. Tap that down, put a stun counter on it. This will encourage our opponent to play a 4 mana spell because they still have their mana dork. And then hopefully we can get them with a really nasty counter spell with Daze. Cast something big. Cast a 5-drop. No balls. No balls. Cast a 5-drop. Cost of Brilliance. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. Okay, we can't counter that. Play a second spell. Oh, goes to combat. He deals 2 damage to us. We go down to 18. Well, that's a bummer. We can play Knockout Maneuver, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, then deals damage equal to its power target creature and opponent controls. Deluge Virtuoso. Become a 4/4. We can use this to kill the textbook tabulator. In theory, assuming they don't have a response with their 1 blue mana. There's no fucking way you got a response right here. Get out of my face. Hongify. We can counter this by bouncing our island to our hand. Thank God we had this Daze in our hand. Yo, Daze is kind of crazy. We get to deal 5 damage to that thing. We go to combat. We deal 5 damage to our opponent down to 13. And we end the turn. That was kind of crazy. Our opponent plays Additive Evolution. When this enchantment, 5-mana enchantment, by the way, when it enters, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Put 3 +++ counters on it. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +++ counter on target creature you control against vigilance until end of turn. You know, something like this I would love to see for our Simic deck. Opponent swings in a 3/5 Hydro Channeler with vigilance. We're going to play our tap land here. I'm going to play a Terrafractal for X equals 1. We gain 2 life on ETB and we say no attacks. It's not amazing, but I didn't want to do nothing with our turn. We also could have cast Wild Hypothesis and Surveilled too, but I don't know what I would be digging for. Our opponent goes to combat. They get +1/+1 counter on something. I take the double trade here. We try to double block the 5/5. If he's able to buff it, we just cry deeply. Luckily, we are able to get the trade out. Our opponent has 3 mana up. I will attempt to cast Wild Hypothesis for X equals 4. See if it gets countered. It does not. We can leave a Burrog Barrage on top of our deck. And we make a 4/4 Fractal. His Hydro Channeler will still be bigger than ours. Oh, God. He plays in Adrix in Knave. Twin Casters, 2 mana, 2/2 ward. If 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. We have to take 4 damage from his 4/6 with Vigilance. We do get to play the Fractal Mascot here, which is nice. When it enters, we can tap down the Hydro Channeler, put a stun counter on it. We can swing our 4/4. There's no way he double blocks. So he takes 4, he goes down to 7. Oh, it's getting close. Just have nothing good this turn. Nothing good. That's a big Wild Hypothesis. X equals 7, and he gets to create 2 copies of his fractals. We lose this game. His Simic deck was just better than ours. Technically, he does have black in his deck, but the Melancholic Poet has done nothing yet. He's just had some additional draw thanks to Cost of Brilliance. We have the Burrog Barrage, 2 mana instant. Target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. If you've cast another instant or sorcery spell this turn, then it deals damage equal to its power to up to 1 target creature and opponent controls. Yeah, that doesn't do anything to help us get through these 7/7s. And didn't we already use Knockout Maneuver? We did. The only out that we potentially could find is Homesickness to tap down 2 of his creatures, to maybe tap down the 2 7/7s. I can play out the Pest Brood Sloth here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we use Burrog Barrage now. What does this word cost? 2. We have Fractal Mascot kill the Hydro Channeler. Say no attacks. Yeah, the only out we kind of have is Homesickness, but we need to top deck it like right now. And even then, I think it's still not enough. He makes one of his fractals into an 8/8. He gives it Vigilance. Is he thinking about just swinging out here? If he swings out, he forces me to block. If he swings just the 8/8, we just take the 8. Landscape Painter is not going to do it. This creature enters prepared. We can pay the 5 mana to draw 2 cards. There's the Homesickness. Oh my God, it was the next card on top of our library. That was the only potential hope that we had. In theory, we're not dead on the board yet. His creatures don't have trample, so we can chump block the 8/8 and the 7/7, but it still feels very bad. He turns his 7/7 into an 8/8. No. He turns his 8/8 into a 9/9. Oh, okay. All right. Now he's swinging out. No. Yes. He doesn't know if he wants to swing with the pests. We have to double block here. I block the 9/9 and then I will block the 7/7 using Pest Brood Sloth. Sloth will die. We get 2 pest tokens. It's just too late. His Simic deck was just better. The Adrix and Nev with the additive evolution is just nasty. Really, the Adrix and Nev is just gross. Yeah, we can go Homesickness. We can draw 2. We can tap down his 9/9 and 3/3 flyer. We draw 2. We can play a Cuboid Colony. We go to combat. We swing. We gain 2 life. We go up to 7. You can chump block the 4/4 with a 1/1. You can triple block our 6/6. Or not. Okay. He takes 6. He goes down to 1. And that's game over. Damn. Damn. And now that we're up in silver, a loss does reduce our progress. Oh, and that's gross. I didn't know the amount of, I think these are called pips. I didn't know the amount of pips that you have for your rank increases. In bronze, there were only 4 of these little pips, and I thought it would remain 4 all the way until mythic. I thought limited just had less than constructed did. Because constructed, I'm pretty sure, starts with 6 and remains at 6 for the entirety of your climb. I don't remember bronze having less, but this went from 4 pips to 5, and that's disheartening. That's not good. I don't know if it's going to increase up to 6 in the future, but if it does, that just means that our climb is going to take significantly longer, and that sucks. When it was just 4, I had some hope that we could get this challenge done by the end of the month, but now I don't know, man. Both of these Simic games have taken a very long time. I think they've been taking longer than our other matches have. Oh, now Untapped shows my 2 games. Yeah, game number 1 with Simic was 11 minutes. Game number 2 was 9 minutes. We just spent 20 minutes playing 2 games. That's fucking horrendous if we want to climb to Mythic. We can't have our games take this long and then still lose on top of it. We can't play a 10-minute match and lose. That's fucking insane. Here we can play Noxious Newt. Simic is less popular. And I'm thinking the reason is probably the lack of removal. We can play a Topiary Lecturer here and go to combat, swing 1, set our opponent to 19. I don't know, maybe our draft just wasn't as good as I thought it was. Here we can daze, we can bounce the island to our hand, counter his 3-drop, which I think is a good idea. We could cast Planar Engineering here, or we could hold up Disdainful Stroke. Counter target spell with mana value 4 or greater. Do I think he's going to cast a 4-drop next turn? Could also just play out the Topiary Lecturer and buff our first one to make it a 2/3. This now taps to add 2 green. Does this say tap add a green? It is also just a green. And if we had another blue source, that would be nice. We swing in for 2. We set our opponent to 17. If they cast a 4-drop here, I will be sad. Miss your land drop, play something small. Do it. He plays Bogwater Lumaret. That's perfect. That was actually perfect for us. Okay. I think we can cast Planar Engineering while still holding up our blue mana. Yes. We cast Planar Engineering. We sack these 2 forests. We go grab an island and a forest. Oh, 2 islands and 2 forests each. I forgot we're grabbing 4 lands, which is nuts. Go to combat, swing our 3/4 Topiary Lecturer. Connect for 3, set our opponent to 15, and we still have mana up for the Disdainful Stroke. Now I want him to play a land. Play your 4th land now. Play a 4-drop. He misses his land drop. Okay, okay. We can make an incredibly huge Terrafractal here. Like, stupidly big. But I'm willing to bet that our opponent has removal, so I'm going to play Spellbook Seeker instead. That triggers increment for both of our Topiary Lecturers. We go to combat. We can swing out. They have Giant Growth to make their Bogwater a 5/5. We lose a Lecturer, which sucks. Damn. They play Practiced Offense, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature target player controls. Target creature gains your choice of Double Strike or Life Link until end of turn. Chose Life Link. They swing in with their 3/3. They gain 3. Let's cast Barrage. We'll have Topiary Lecturer kill his Bogwater Lumaret. And we're just going to make a giant Terrafractal here. 1 mana. 3. X equals 6. Play Terrafractal. It comes in as a 7/6. We gain 2 life. We swing in for 3 in the air. We set our opponent to 11. We now do not have mana for the Disdainful Stroke. So let's see if he plays a 4-drop here. He does. He plays Professor Delian Fell.
I'll make short work of this problem.
Which he can now -3 to destroy our Terrafractal. Finally, I don't leave up mana for Disdainful Stroke and we get punished. I hate this game, dude. This game is so ass. Go to combat. I will swing the 4/5 at our opponent's face. I will swing 3 in the air to kill Professor Delian. And I will swing the Death Toucher at our opponent's face as well. He blocks the Death Toucher. Those will trade. He takes 4 damage. The Professor dies. We end the turn. And now that I'm holding Disdainful Stroke up again, how much you want to bet that he doesn't play a 4-drop? Studious First Year. 1 mana creature. That's crazy. All right. And he scoops. Man, I don't like counter spells. Counter spells are dumb. They encourage you to not play the game. All right, we're 2-1 with the deck. On to the next one. The 3-drop increment creatures, they felt surprisingly good. However, I don't know that a 3rd one would still feels good. Maybe I will throw in the 3rd one. We have Disdainful Stroke in our hand. Wild Hypothesis, Knockout Maneuver, and then Fractal Mascot. Didn't want to see the Mascot in our opening hand. It's literally our most expensive spell at 6 mana. So that's not great. We have Disdainful Stroke on 2, but our opponent is not going to cast a 4-drop on turn 3, so it's kind of a dead counter spell in our hand. Our opponent is able to play Strixhaven Sky Coach. They get a search or library for a basic put in their hand, then shuffle. That card's good. I like it. Also, I was going to say, also this opponent seems to be running Simic as well. I don't know if Arena tries to force mirror matches. Okay, all right, this dude's running 5 colors. Never mind. This dude's just running everything. Plays Paradox Surveyor. 3 mana, 3/3 reach. When it enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a land card or a card with X in its mana cost from among the put into your hand. Dude, this guy's Simic deck is better than ours, and he's running 5 colors. Like, this is ass. I will pass holding up Disdainful Stroke yet again. Try to cast a Terrafractal for X equals 3. Fractal Tender can counter that. I don't know what this does, but we can counter it. Yeah, see, we didn't see any Fractal Tenders when we were drafting, nor did we see any Paradox Surveyors. These are both really good Simic cards. Here, I can play out Deluge of Virtuoso, put a stun counter on his Paradox Surveyor, and then we just pass. Next turn, we can get down the Fractal Mascot, but since this dude is running every color, I got to imagine he's running Swamps for removal spells or draw spells. Probably removal. I think our Fractal Mascot is likely to die next turn. He could be running a Simic deck that adds extra colors in the mana base just for like one of the archaic cards. Or maybe he has like 2 or 3 of them in the deck. Is also a possibility. Here we play Fractal Mascot. We will tap and stun his Spellbook Seeker. Go to combat, swing for 2, set our opponent to 18. We are down to 14. We've been taking hits from his vehicle. Plays a Snarl Song. Create 2/0/0 green and blue fractal creature tokens. Put X +1/+1 counters on each of them, and you gain X life for X's number of colors and mana spent to cast a spell. Okay, so that's why he's running multiple colors. Let's see. We can knock out Maneuver. Have Fractal Mascot kill one of his 4/4s. Fractal Mascot becomes a 7/7. We can play Encouraging Aviator. And go to combat, swing our 7/7. Opponent takes 7, they go down to 15, and we end the turn. Next turn, we can cast a really big Wild Hypothesis for X equals 7 next turn. And that's pretty big. But we're out of gas. Our opponent plays a Terrafractal for X equals 5. He gains 2 life on ETP. He's back up to 17. He swings out against us. I can double block the 4/4. We lose a creature here. We take 6 damage. We go down to 5. Yeah, I don't see how we win this. If we take 6 damage here, we go down to 5. We die to Terrafractal literally next turn. Fuck. Royal Treatment, that is not it. I will target the Deluge Virtuoso with the Royal Treatment. Go to combat, swing our 7/7. It's just going to take the 7 damage, go down to 10. Wild Hypothesis, X equals 6. We get to Surveil 2 when it enters. Planar Engineering and Daze. And then we just die in the air because we can't block. Okay, I don't know how I feel about Simic. The lack of removal is really rough. Like really, really rough. I don't know, man. I kind of want to keep going, but my back is really dying. I feel like I need to go lay on the floor. Reward 800 gems and a pack of Secrets of Strixhaven. All right, let's take a look at our untapped. Let's see what the results of today have been, or just our overall results, I guess. Actually, we could probably see the results of today. Limited. Okay, let's see. This was 17 hours ago. This was 16 hours ago. So these were day 1. Here we just went 1 and 2, then 2 and 2, and 2 and 2. Overall, we still have a 50% win rate. We've gone 10 and 10. We are down 950 gems. And it's taken us 2.5 hours of actual in-game playtime to reach halfway through Silver 4. That's okay. I really need to go lay down. I feel like such an old man, but my back, it's really like cramping up, and I don't know what the cause of it is. Like my chair setup is the same. I don't know why I'm feeling such tenseness in my back. I don't know, but thank you guys for joining me today. We're going to continue this still. We have over a week left to hit Mythic. I think it can be done. In fact, I may even play some more matches later off stream. Yeah, just depending on how my back's feeling. Honestly, it'll probably be fine after I lay down for like a little bit. Just lay down on the floor. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. I will see you guys in the next one.